And coming up, we'll see Stephon Diggs. It was a nice line for him a week ago, reaching the century mark and scoring a touchdown. It's the Bills and the Steelers, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital of the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come into this one fresh off a victory that finally snapped a 6-game losing streak.
And there's nothing like that win that makes everyone happier in the locker room, better on the practice field, and they usually play a whole lot better that next game out as well.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, they come in just in an absolute free fall, losers of 7 in a row.
And this is where you turn to your best players and look at them and say, can you guide us out of this? We've got to be better than what we've shown.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. You look at the Steeler defense. They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They run for the first time with James Cook. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
On play action, Fields. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle, because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Taking a couple yards shy of midfield. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. This defense for the Steelers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And he'll... yards down to the 32.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Steelers' 32-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Again, it's Cook. Oh, able to avoid him. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And now they'll throw with Allen. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Allen with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Bills have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Here's Fields now on second down. Steps away. And once again, this is Sanders. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. The Steelers at 2-7 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind.
Oh, poor decision there, and it's going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. Well, the way things have been going to this one, Charles, it was only a matter of time before this defense got involved and made a big play, and they do right there. Gosh, this lead is so large, CD, and we're only in the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that's so amazing about it. You mentioned this large lead. How's this their first takeaway of the game? And what a spectacular one it was. Adding to the lead, showing the true dominance, and you're exactly right. We're still in the first half.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Here we go.
Pick 6 last drive. Here's Fields again. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete to Parker Washington. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Flushed out right. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Throwing on third down, Fields. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be out right at the 35. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Again, it's OBJ, back-to-back catches. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2. before we get to halftime. To throw, it's Allen. And his throw is incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 31-yard line. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. The kick by Bass is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll kick things off in the AFC North. 2 teams with intertwined histories, to say the least. Baltimore playing host to Cleveland, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. A couple of touchdown passes there for Joe Burrow. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Jerry Jeudy, a touchdown reception. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
He'll buy some time right. And his throw here's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
2nd and 10. Fields. His throw incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
It's 4th down.
Here we go on 4th down. Fields. Flush to his right. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott from 8 yards out. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Right? That's true. You've said that before. So here are the Bills to take over. They lost 7 in a row coming into this ball game, but lo and behold, they have the lead here as this drive begins. 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. Staying on his feet. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
Now Allen. Over the middle to Beckham. 7 yards there and a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Allen being chased out left. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
1st down, Buffalo.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Cook up the gut. A beautiful fake. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And the Bills' 1st down.
And they're not not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the fourth quarter. Allen off the play fake. Stephon Diggs. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Harris running straight ahead. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They run the counter with Cook. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit. And, wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Fields on first down. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. A dump off to Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought. Now Sean McDermott going to throw out the challenge flag. The thing that they'll be looking at is the spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
Forced out to his left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 2nd and 5.
Tackle made at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Fields. They'll roll him out right. And it's caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. Sanders. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
That's caught, and they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion, and now they're back to a 1-score game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now, all of a sudden, we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, It's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
This defensively got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2. To throw is Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I will hear about that from him soon.
And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. We have an injury on the play, and it looks like the running back, James Cook, is the one who's down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. On 2nd down, this is Harris. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry